Do you find yourself in a situation where you're up for a promotion or you're considering a new job offer and you're looking for tips on how to negotiate a higher salary offer? Negotiating a higher salary can feel uncomfortable or weird for some of you, but just know that there's nothing wrong with it and it's all part of the workforce game. So in this video, we're going to go over some common mistakes people make when negotiating for a higher salary, as well as some tips on how to avoid these mistakes and put yourself in a much stronger position. Now, I would be a pretty crappy attorney if I didn't have a disclaimer for you, so here it goes. The information I'm about to give does not constitute legal advice or guarantee any specific outcome, including, but not limited to, getting a higher salary from your employer. This information is simply my opinions based on my life experiences and observations, and are just suggestions or ideas for you to keep in mind. So based on my experiences and observations, here are 5 common mistakes you need to avoid when negotiating for a higher salary offer. The first one, feeling too grateful. Some of you out there may have a grateful attitude towards your job. Many people, especially immigrants, feel grateful to their employer for giving them a job and subconsciously or consciously feel that they're doing wrong by their boss by asking for more money, which is crazy. While it's good to be grateful, you can be grateful and stand up for yourself at the same time. 2, not realizing your power. You have to realize your power in the grand scheme of things. Many people worry about getting their employer annoyed or upset if they ask for more money. Employers and employees need one another. Whether employers want to recognize it or not, the truth is it's a symbiotic relationship. If everyone had their own business and worked for themselves, everyone would be a company of 1 to 2 people and there would be no employees. That's a fact. There would be no corporations. There would be no Citibank, no JP Morgans, none of that. 3, not realizing negotiation is an option. Some of you don't even realize that negotiation is an option, so you jump at the first offer. If you don't remember anything else from this video, remember this simple concept. Everything in this life is negotiable, and I mean everything, with the exception of death, but everything else is up for grabs. That being said, keep in mind that there are certain situations when taking the first offer may be a good strategic play, but the key word there is strategic. 4, not knowing how much to ask for. You maybe don't know how much money to ask for or how to properly support your figures. Talking about money can feel intimidating, especially if you don't do your research. If you ask for too much, you risk not being taken seriously. If you ask for too little, you risk selling yourself short and leaving money on the table. 5, forgetting the bigger picture. You may be hyper-focused on the money and forgetting or not even realizing that you're getting other things that have value too. I know, money is important, but it's not the end-all be-all. Every job comes with intangibles that have value. For example, your job exposes you to new things and skills. That's an intangible. Or your job provides for a great work-life balance. You don't work weekends and you're never there past 5 p.m. That's an intangible. Or provides free lunch. Or provides benefits. Or your job provides all 3. And the list goes on. You get the point. Take a hard and deep look at your job circumstance and see what other things of value you're getting from it or you will get from it. If you want more tips on how to negotiate a salary offer, hit the link in the bio for the full article. Please, I beg you, go to the full article. Now that we know the 5 things to avoid, here are 10 tips on how to negotiate a higher salary offer. 1, always do good work and know your value. First and foremost, knowing your value means realistically knowing for yourself the many great things you bring to the table, regardless of what others may think about you. Being confident means knowing the things you're good at and can deliver on without being full of yourself. Confidence does not mean being arrogant. There's a fine line between the two, and being arrogant just makes life much more difficult for yourself. 2, do your research and some math. Go on the computer and research and get as specific as the internet will allow you. Use sites like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Glassdoor, PayScale, and Salary.com to research the average salary for your position in your city or town with the same or similar years of experiences as you. When you have your information, it's time to do some math so you can be confident in the amount that you're asking for. 3, do more math and consider your living expenses. Put together a budget and see how much you spend each month on your living expenses and make sure you pick a salary number that covers all of it after taxes. Employers can always dispute or raise issues about your work performance to justify not giving you a higher salary, but it becomes much more difficult for them to raise the issues with your living expenses without coming off like a jerk. 4. Consider non-monetary benefits. Although money is important in this society, it's not the only thing with value. You need to consider all of the non-monetary intangibles that come with the job, like new skills, work-life balance, perks of the job. Depending where you are in your life and career, you may need to make a strategic decision in taking whatever they offer because it's better for you professionally in the long run. Only you can make that decision though. If you're getting benefits like healthcare, dental vision, 401k, etc., it's only natural that your salary is going to be relatively lower because the employer has to pay for all these other benefits on your behalf. 5. Have your ideal amount and your minimum amount at the very least. You should definitely determine your ideal number, and tip number 2 can help with that. And you should also determine your minimum number, which tip number 2 and 3 can help with. Now, you should know your parameters before going into the discussion with your employer because it'll help you be prepared for whatever they throw your way, which will make you more confident, and that's the majority of the battle. 6. Have these discussions in person or by phone. You should have these discussions in person if you're already employed by the company. If you're not and negotiating a higher salary offer, you should have the discussion over the phone. Email should be a last resort for the following reasons. It'll be more effective if these discussions flow like a natural conversation, and you really can't do that by email. 2. It shows strong character on your part to have these difficult conversations either in person or by phone. 3, you'll have the opportunity to pick up on useful information from body language or spur-of-the-moment responses, but keep in mind that your employer or potential employer will have the same opportunity, but the only difference is that you won't be giving them spur-of-the-moment responses because you've come prepared. 7, play it cool and don't be afraid to walk away. You should never, and I mean never, be afraid to walk away. I don't care if it's your dream job. Some employers may like to tout that you're easily replaceable and that whole mumbo jumbo. Well, the same goes for them. Employers are easily replaceable too. You just got to be comfortable with doing the work and finding a new job, just like they have to do the work and finding a new employee. Shortly after graduating law school, I realized that the workforce game is no different than the dating game. And we all know that thirsty individuals don't do well in the dating game. And so for those young cats who don't know what thirsty people means, Google simp. So the same applies here. Show that you're interested, but don't be thirsty about it. Be willing to walk away if necessary, and even if you're not, act like it. They're not gonna know the difference. 8, aim higher than you hope for within reason. Now, I particularly don't like doing the song and dance in negotiation because I prefer to have a much more transparent discussion. I get straight to the point, but I'm not an asshole about it. That's how this approach works. Other people have a different way of doing things and they engage in this tactic, so it's a matter of preference. Either way, you do you. 9, never make a decision on the spot. Even if your employer or potential employer gives you what you want, you always ask for time to consider it. I don't care how awkward it gets in the room or on the phone, take some time to think about it and let the details sink in. 10, completely understand the contract before signing it if one is provided. If your employer or potential employer provides you with a contract to sign, you should read that contract yourself and hire an employment attorney licensed in your state to read through it so the attorney can give you all of the legal implications and identify any red flags or things that are not favorable to you. Many people will still struggle with putting their thoughts into words, especially when it comes to such a sensitive subject. That is why I've taken the time to put together some sample email templates that will save you some stress and help you effectively communicate with your employer through the negotiation process. These templates can be used during every step from receiving the initial offer to proposing a counter offer to finalizing the terms of your contract. Ultimately, these templates will save you hours of your time and give you the peace of mind to confidently negotiate your salary. And the best part is that they're free. So hit the link in my bio to grab your sample salary offer negotiation emails today. today. To wrap things up, as employees, the truth is that it's your job to carry out responsibilities of the position, but also to make your boss's job easier by giving them less things to worry about. As long as you're actually doing that, or you can do that, you have a good platform to ask for more money, and the confidence will follow. So be absolutely real with yourself and self-evaluate the quality of your work. If it's actually high quality and you know it, salary negotiations will be a walk in the park. If not, work on the quality before asking for more money so you can keep your credibility. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Will Trivino with Trivino Law Firm. And if you have any questions regarding how to approach different situations like the ones we talked about, or any questions about law-based topics, let me know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found any value in this video, please consider subscribing so you don't miss future ones. Peace and love.